Do this with every paycheck to build wealth faster. What if I revealed to you that your paycheck, the very thing you work so hard to earn, could be the primary reason you're still struggling financially? I know it might sound absolutely wild at first, but hear me out. You put in the effort, you bring home a salary, and yet, somehow, you find yourself no closer to riches. It's akin to trying to fill a bathtub with the drain left wide open, watching your hard-earned money slip away. By following the actionable steps outlined in this video, you'll discover exactly 10 strategic money moves you need to implement with every paycheck if you aspire to build wealth faster than 99% of the population. Because if you're trapped in a cycle where your bi-weekly paycheck arrives only to vanish quicker than your resolve on leg day at the gym, you're going to want to pay close attention to what I'm about to share. Here's the unvarnished truth that no one ever told you. Wealth isn't determined by how much you earn. It's defined by what you do the instant that paycheck lands in your account. Rent, utility bills, frequent Uber Eats orders, that one Friday night splurge that somehow stretches into a week-long spending spree. Let's put an end to living paycheck to paycheck and start making every single dollar work as if it's trading on Wall Street. Step 1. Pay yourself first, no exceptions. Let's get one thing crystal clear right from the start. Your rent isn't the top priority. You are. To put it bluntly, if you don't prioritize paying yourself first, you're essentially functioning as a well-dressed money mule, funneling your earnings into someone else's dreams instead of your own. The very first move you should make when you get paid shouldn't involve sending cash to your landlord, leaving an overly generous 30% tip for your barista, or making minimum payments on a stack of subscriptions you've long forgotten about. Instead, carve out 10% to 20% of your income right off the top and direct it immediately into a savings or investment account, treating it like a non-negotiable tax you owe to your future self. Don't rely on your memory or those "I'll do it later" promises. Automate the process. Set up a recurring transfer from your checking account to a savings or brokerage account on the same day your paycheck arrives. Think of it like a subscription to Netflix, but without the binge-watching marathons or the creeping existential dread that follows. Because here's the harsh reality. If you wait to save whatever's left at the end of the month, there will be nothing left to save. Consider this real-life example. Imagine you earn $3,000 a month and automatically set aside 15% of that amount. That's $450 per month, or $5,400 annually. Over the course of 10 years, without any additional effort, you've accumulated over $50,000. This isn't just a fund for a vacation. It's the seed money that can sprout into genuine financial freedom. Paying yourself first completely rewrites the script. Instead of saving what's left over, you're spending only what remains after securing your future. And surprisingly, you'll adapt your lifestyle accordingly. You won't even miss that money because it never enters your spending pool in the first place. Now that you've reserved a spot at the money table for your future self, let's move on to the next critical mission: protecting your hard-earned cash as if it were your firstborn child. Step 2. Build a boring emergency fund. You know what's more appealing than a shiny new car or a trendy Gucci belt? Staying calm and composed when life throws an unexpected punch your way. That's precisely what an emergency fund accomplishes. It acts as your financial airbag. Sure, it's not glamorous, it's not exciting, and it certainly won't earn you likes on Instagram, but it will rescue you when your car breaks down, your job unexpectedly hands you a termination letter, or your dog requires emergency surgery after swallowing a sock. Here's the plan. Begin with a modest $1,000 as your initial safety net, your "oh crap" money. Then, gradually build it up to cover 3 to 6 months of your basic living expenses. We're not talking about your full lavish lifestyle here, just the essentials like rent, food, utilities, and yes, Wi-Fi, because let's face it, Wi-Fi is as vital as oxygen these days. Without an emergency fund, every minor hiccup turns into a major financial derailment. You might resort to debt, dip into your investments, or completely stall your progress. But with this buffer in place, you can handle life's curveballs with the confidence of a seasoned pro, staying cool, calm, and collected because you prepared for chaos before it had a chance to strike. Pro tip: keep this money out of sight but readily accessible. Stash it in a high-yield savings account. Avoid mingling it with your checking account, and for the sake of your financial health, don't invest it. Emergency funds are for protection, not for chasing performance gains. Great, we've now installed the emergency brakes on your financial vehicle. But it's time to shift into offense mode. Let's explore how to grow that money effectively. Step 3. Invest automatically every time. Let's set the record straight. Your savings account alone won't make you rich. If you've been following our Financial Freedom series, you're already aware that parking all your money in a bank is like tucking seeds into a drawer and wondering why no trees are sprouting. To achieve true wealth, you need your money to multiply, not just sit idly by, losing value to inflation year after year. So, here's the strategy. Automate your investments with every paycheck. No second guessing, no drama, no procrastinating with "I'll start next month" excuses. Treat your investment contribution like a fixed expense, something that happens automatically without debate. Set it up to flow into a Roth IRA if you're eligible. Enjoy tax-free growth and withdrawals, or your 401k, especially if there's an employer match. That's free money, folks. Alternatively, direct it to a brokerage account with reliable index funds like the S&P 500. Why does this work? Because automation eliminates emotional decision-making. You won't panic and sell when the market dips or accidentally splurge that money on a limited edition hoodie. Here's a tangible comparison. Investing $250 per month into an index fund with an 8% annual return could grow to over $450,000 in 30 years. That's $500,000 for setting it up once and letting time work its magic. Here's a golden rule to internalize. You can't build wealth by hoarding cash under your mattress. You build it by deploying your money to work for you. Automatic investing is like assembling a team of money-making soldiers to battle for your future, all without you lifting a finger. Now that your money is earning while you sleep, let's ensure you don't undermine the process while you're awake. Step 4. Set a guilt-free spending budget. Let me clarify something crucial about budgeting, because I can already hear your thoughts. Budgeting feels like something my grandma did with envelopes and a pile of coupons. But here's the modern twist. Budgeting isn't about restriction. It's about granting yourself permission. A well-crafted budget actually liberates you, giving you the freedom to spend without guilt because you've already allocated funds for essentials, savings, and investments. Here's the move. Design a guilt-free spending plan that dictates exactly where your money goes before it decides its own fate. Try this breakdown. 50% for needs, rent, groceries, utilities, maybe some ramen if times get tight. 30% for wants, that new jacket, concert tickets, or your boba tea obsession. And 20% for savings and investments, your ticket out of the 9 to 5 grind. Why does this work? When you know what's permitted, you stop second-guessing and sabotaging yourself. You spend smarter, not harder. So, if your fun budget is $200 this month, go wild. Treat yourself to that trendy brunch spot without a shred of guilt. Just don't raid your bill money or investment funds to do it. This is how you enjoy life while simultaneously building wealth. Bonus tip. Leverage budgeting apps like Enab or Mint if spreadsheets make your eyes glaze over. Or go old school with cash envelopes if you need the tangible sting of spending to keep you in check. Either way, establish rules for your money, or it will end up ruling you. Now, if you're still working to escape the paycheck-to-paycheck treadmill, we've created targeted videos to guide you there. Check out our Financial Freedom series, subscribe to the channel, and join our members list to stay in the loop with upcoming content. Step 5. Eliminate silent killers, subscriptions, and lifestyle creep. You know what's sneakier than a raccoon rummaging through your trash at midnight? That $9.99 subscription you signed up for 8 months ago and completely forgot about. I get it. $8.99 here, $12.99 there. That fancy coffee that tastes like a dream come true. But these small expenses can accumulate into significant sabotage. Those little charges, streaming services, and used apps, random memberships you meant to cancel, don't seem like much until your bank account looks like it's been pickpocketed by 1,000 tiny cuts. But that's just the beginning. The real silent killer is lifestyle creep, a pervasive issue, especially among younger people, and I'm willing to bet you've encountered it too. Here's how it plays out. You get a raise, and suddenly your $3 coffee jumps to $7. Your economy flight upgrades to "I deserve first class," and your reliable Corolla is traded for a BMW you can't even pronounce, all in the name of treating yourself. Spoiler alert, that's not wealth building. That's wage slavery dressed in designer footwear. The fix: once a month, treat your finances like an episode of CSI. Audit your bank statements with a detective's eye, cancel what you don't use, and question every upgrade. Ask yourself, is this purchase genuinely enhancing my life, or is it just stroking my ego? Here's a surprising fact. The average person wastes over $300 a month on forgotten or unnecessary expenses. That's $3,600 a year, enough to fund an emergency stash, kickstart a solid investment account, or plant the seed for a side hustle. Fantastic, we've plugged the leaks. But now let's pour some jet fuel on this wealth engine. Step 6. Funnel money into skill building. Want to earn more? Simple, learn more. Before I dive into why this is so critical, understand that rich people view education as an investment, not a cost. If you're spending your entire paycheck without dedicating any of it to improving your knowledge, we've got a problem. Because here's the brutal truth. The world doesn't reward you for how hard you work. It compensates you for the value you provide. And that value stems from your skills. Want a higher income? Want to launch that business? Want to finally break free from the rat race? Great. Then you need to transform into a rare, valuable problem-solving machine. Set aside 2% to 5% of every paycheck to invest in your mental muscle. This means enrolling in online courses, real ones, not the $9.99 specials you never complete. Reading books by experts who've succeeded in your field, attending coaching workshops, or even diving deep into YouTube tutorials with purpose, not aimlessly at 2 a.m. Consider certifications or licenses if your industry demands them. Real-life example: a $200 public speaking course could land you a better-paying job, boost your confidence, and launch a YouTube channel that generates passive income for years. That's not spending. That's compound growth investing in your human capital. Here's the truth. Skills are the only asset that can't be taxed, stolen, or wiped out in a market crash. So, if your paycheck isn't sharpening your mind, it's squandering your potential. Now that you're enhancing yourself, let's use your paycheck to boost your money-making potential even further. Step 7. Create or fund your side hustle. Listen up. If your only income source is your 9-to-5 job, you're one difficult boss away from a financial catastrophe. Wealthy individuals have income flowing from multiple directions. They don't just work for money. They construct systems that generate income for them. And it all begins with a small, humble step: using your paycheck to seed a side hustle. This doesn't mean quitting your job and launching a billion-dollar startup by Friday. It means taking $50, $100, or even $25 from each paycheck and reinvesting it into a freelance gig. Think graphic design, writing, editing, or flipping products online via eBay, Facebook Marketplace, or Amazon FBA. You could create digital products like courses, templates, or ebooks, or start a YouTube channel or podcast. Real-life example: a friend used $150 from 3 paychecks to buy camera gear and now earns over $4,000 a month editing videos from home. Another invested $75 to launch an Etsy shop, now out earning her 9-to-5 with mug sales. The key mindset shift: every paycheck should plant seeds, not just cover bills. That $80 you drop at Chili's could have been your Shopify store's first hosting fee. Bonus tip: reinvest profits. When your side hustle starts paying, don't splurge, grow it. That's how you turn a trickle into a flood. Step 8. Allocate for smart tax planning. This one's a bit spicy because most people don't realize they're losing wealth due to sloppy tax strategies. Here's your move. With each paycheck, set aside a portion for taxes, especially if you're freelancing, side hustling, or self-employed. Even better, leverage retirement accounts like a Roth IRA for 401k or HSA and claim write-offs for side businesses. The rich don't despise taxes, they just master them better than anyone else. Step 9. Track progress like a CFO. Here's a secret: you don't need to be a millionaire to act like one, but you must think like a CFO, Chief Financial Officer of your own life incorporated. What gets measured gets improved, and what goes untracked mysteriously vanishes into Uber Eats orders or random Amazon purchases at 2 a.m. Once a month, review your financial vitals: net worth, assets minus debts, savings, investments, and where your money actually went, likely not where you intended. Use apps like Mint, Enab, or Monarch Money, or go old school with Excel, adding charts and colors as if pitching to Shark Tank. Tracking builds momentum and proves your disciplined choices are paying off. People who track finances are twice as likely to hit their goals. That's your edge. Step 10. Create a wealth ritual every paycheck. Let's get serious. This is where average people check out, but wealthy individuals double down. Most treat payday like a Vegas trip, spend fast, worry later, repeat. You're different. Turn payday into a ritual that cultivates long-term wealth. Dedicate a consistent wealth power hour each payday. Review your budget, transfer to investments, fund savings, pay bills intentionally, audit subscriptions, check net worth, reflect on goals, and celebrate small wins. Even $20 invested counts. Money thrives with direction. Ignored, it vanishes. Real-life example. A woman I worked with spent 45 minutes bi-weekly on this ritual, paying off $12,000 in debt, building a $6,000 emergency fund, and starting investments in 1 year. Not from a raise, but from intention. Make it enjoyable. Grab a drink, play your playlist, light a candle, wear a CFO hoodie. This isn't a chore. It's your wealth workout, freedom formula, and future-building session. This isn't just a plan. It's a blueprint for financial freedom. You don't need 6 figures to start. You need one decision with your next paycheck. Wealthy people don't wait to get paid. They make their money move. If this woke you up, comment, "I'm building wealth," if you're done playing small. 4 12 money rules to live stress-free. Click the next video now.